Hello, everybody, and welcome to Talkin Chalk. I'm Ken Berthelot. Talkin Chalk is the show where faith, sports, and leadership all come together. Today, we're right here in New Orleans, where we visit the McMain Mustangs High School football team. It's a team that's never won a district championship, but that might change this year. In just a moment, you'll find out why when we visit with the McMain Mustang football players and coaches, right after this on WHNO TV 20's Talkin Chalk. Welcome back to Talkin Chalk. Kevin Roussell has been building the football program at McMain High School for the last few years. Coming off last year's 7-4 record, this year the Mustangs have a chance to win the district, something they've never done, and they're off to a great 5-3 start. Here's Jude Young with Coach Kevin Roussell.
Coach Roussell, you've done an outstanding job building a winning program here at McMain. Talk about the challenges that you faced in order to make that happen.
Well, one of the challenges was getting kids who really wanted to be a part of what we was trying to do here at McMain. And I had some kids who have been around me for the last 3 years. Markell Johnson he's one that's been around since the 7th grade. So, I mean, he knows what I expect out of him. And that's a big thing, is getting them to understand that they can play with people. I mean, McMain have been a doorstep for everybody, I guess. Everybody calls to play, but now I can't get people to call me to play. And they have come a long ways in realizing this was, it starts with the off-season program. I mean, we have all our kids here doing the summer working. We're doing a lot of 7-on-7. And they want to play the big boys now. This summer, I mean, we wind up playing Rummel, and I knew Rummel was going to have an outstanding team of seeing them in a 7-on-7. So we did some things this summer that we normally didn't do in the past, and they starting to realize that they can play with people.
More building blocks to be able to prove the athlete part of student athletes for your Mustangs team, but we already knew the students here, a school that draws from around the New Orleans area. Never a problem. So talk about keeping their focus on academics, which is obviously the #1 goal here at McMain.
Well, one of the things is my principal tell me, hey, they got to be able to read and write. And that's one of the things we focus on, being a student athlete. Everybody go to tutoring before practice. I mean, it's mandatory that they go. I mean, I have some kids that's doing well that maybe don't have to go, but they still go and get their work done. It's just a thing. It's much easier when you have kids that you know that can be academically qualified. And I can take Joshua Rounds. He's qualified academically. So, I mean, they know they got to take care of their business in the building first. Football take care of itself.
Now let's get on the field, which I know you like to talk about. A lot of teams, when they're trying to build a program on any level, college or pro, and obviously high school, they'll use the spread. Maybe they'll be more of a gimmick team and try to use speed and isolate players. What do you do on offense? Because it's obvious you've been winning with the running game and defense, traditional all-style physical football.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things, everybody, we do a little spread. But we're going to line up in the eye, and we're going to come downhill at you. I mean, my belief is that we can play good defense and good special teams, you're going to win, especially on the high school level. So that's one of the priorities here, is playing good defense and have good special teams. And like I say, it's old-fashioned. It's old-fashioned football. We're going to line up and come at it. We got a big offensive line, and they want to run the football. They want to run.
And they have a guy in Joshua Rounds, as you mentioned, who's able to be trusted as the workhorse running back to make all of their work in the trenches pay off. Talk about what he brings to the table on the field, his strengths, in order to make your running game go.
What Josh is that we can do a number of things with him. We can line him up. He can catch the football. He can get outside. He can run inside the tackles. I mean, whatever that kid needs to do, he can do it for you. And somebody gonna get an excellent football player. Great attitude, always working hard. And I'm gonna miss him. I mean, I had him since I had the job here. In the last 2 years, he had over 1,000 yards. Right now, he rushed for almost 1,300 yards, 17 touchdowns. So that's saying a lot about him and that offensive line that's in front of him.
You say you're going to miss Josh. You'll certainly miss your seniors as well, considering what you've been able to do with the program with them. I know you'd like to send them off with at least one playoff victory. Talk about how much that's discussed with your team, your coaches, and how it places on the list of goals for your squad this year.
Well, one of the goals, we wanted to win a district championship. McMain have never won a district championship in football, so that's the number one goal. And then, like you say, with the playoff, that's, we went to the playoff and, we got beat up pretty good with West Feliciana. And that's one of the goals that we want to at least get a little deeper in the playoff this year. And I think this team can do that.
Certainly, Coach, we're looking forward to see what they can do on the field, and they've set a great example for the Orleans Parish school system on and off the field.
They really have. My principal had, she sent me an email when we went to Port Allen, that how the people talk so well about my football team and the coaches, the way they carry themselves. I believe in discipline. We's not about all that foolishness. We come to play football.
When we come back, we'll talk to some of the offensive stars of the McMain Mustangs right after this on WHNO TV 20's Talkin Chalk. Welcome back to Talkin Chalk. McMain senior running back Joshua Round's ultimate goal this year is to not only make the playoffs, but get that playoff win and lead this team in his senior year into the Dome, into the state finals. He's a leader by example. Let's meet this fine young man, Joshua Rounds.
Joshua, you've had an outstanding career here at McMain for a program that your coach says was once a doormat, but now people don't look at you that way anymore. On your way to a second straight playoff berth, got a real shot at the district title. Talk about how much that means to you personally.
Well, it means a lot to me to be a part of the team that's finally getting to the playoffs and being able to have a chance to do something. So I've been in McMain since the 9th grade, and my 10th, 11th grade, and my senior year has been great since I've been here because Coach Roussell has been the head coach. So kind of turned it around, been on the up and up, and everything's been positive since I've been here. So I never really got to experience the negative part of McMain other than my 9th grade year. But it's been great so far, and it feels good to finally be able to go to the playoffs and be a part of a winning program.
What has Coach Roussell and the coaching staff done that you've noticed that's really made the difference as far as yourself and your teammates being able to be this successful?
Well, the main thing that they did, they installed discipline in the team. We don't have many team fights. Of course, you always going to have team fights, but we don't have many. We're well disciplined, and we play hard. That's the main thing he put in us. And he installed a sense of time management where we have to feel like we're obligated to be here, not just if you want to come, you come. If you don't, you don't. You have to be here because if you're going to be a part of a team, you got to be dedicated. So that's the main thing he made. He really changed about the team. He wanted us to be disciplined and accountable.
You've been a key performer on this team for several years now, but being a senior this time around, talk about the differences and what you provide for your teammates as far as leadership goes.
Well, since I'm a senior, I've had a bigger leadership role, and I feel like I have more. It's pressure, but it's good pressure because I know that the people behind me are going to be looking up to me, so I feel like I have to put my best foot forward every game. So I play my hardest. And I try to be not much of a vocal leader. I try to be a good example instead of vocal. So I try to go out and play hard so everybody else can feed off my energy. And we all just play hard as a team.
Football takes up a lot of your time, obviously your studies as well to keep up in the classroom. Do you find time for other extracurriculars? What are your passions off the field? Not just what you're able to do academically looking towards college, but where do you get to spend your time when you have extra time available?
Well, when I have extra time, I like to spend time with my family, go fishing, and just spend time outdoors. That's the kind of stuff I like to do. Anything outside. I don't like to stay inside. I really don't play video games as much as I used to, because it's just not as fun anymore since I'm getting older. So I like to go out, play football, paintball, all the stuff, just hang out with friends.
You're You're an active guy and an active running back. Talk about your style. Give me somebody that everybody out there will know that perhaps your game emulates.
Well, I would most likely say my game emulates LT when he was with the Chargers, because I have a good combination of balance, vision, and power. I'm not overly quick. I just have a good enough balance to get everything done that I want to do.
I want to make sure you don't get in trouble. So this is the point where you talk about your offensive line and what they've meant to you.
And my offensive line has been great since I've been in McMain. Like you said, I've had a good career. I've rushed for 1,000 yards for the past 3 years, and all that starts with the offensive line. So I have a great offensive line. Coach Watts, we've been doing good, and everything's been great with the offensive line. I don't have any complaints.
You're getting a lot of contact from colleges, Division I colleges, looking towards the future. You probably haven't dealt with that too much yet, considering you're in the midst of your season and you have those goals to take care of first. Looking forward to it. Are you excited about it or a little nervous about how nerve-wracking it can be to try to find the right college choice?
I'm a little nervous because I'm still kind of antsy about finding out where I'm going to land, because I want to be able to just know that, okay, I will be at this college, and I can go on the website and just look at the school and see what I like and what I don't like, check out the city, and just kind of know. So I'm a little bit nervous, but it's a good nervousness because I know I will be somewhere, but it'll be nice to know where I end up.
You've been part of a program here at McMain that's grown from, as your coach mentioned, a doormat to now a contender, a winning team, and you have great goals in sight when you talk about potentially winning a district championship, and then there's the hope of getting to the postseason and this time winning a game. Talk about how much that would mean to you and your teammates and how much that's talked about in the locker room.
Well, it's talked about every day in the locker room. We're preaching before and after practice that we want to go to state, and if we're able to win the playoff game, the sky's the limit, because once we, I feel like if we get our first win in the playoffs, our confidence level is going to go up. So we're going to be ready for everyone.
Joshua Rounds has over 1,000 yards rushing because he's got big guys blocking for him like senior Jerome Fedison. Jude Young talks with Jerome.
Jerome, before we talk about what goes on the football field, we're at study hall right now, and I know the priorities here at McMain, where that ranks. Talk about how important it is to be able to get together and focus on schoolwork first before getting on the gridiron.
Well, you know, like our coach said, like the school curriculum is, like, you know, we got to have the passing grades before we get on the field and play football, you know. So, like, before practice, we come down here all together, have a little conversation amongst each other, and go over our work, you know, and help each other out, so we can succeed in the classroom, and then we go out on the field and have fun.
And does that bring you together even more as a team?
Yeah, bring us tight, you know, because like if I don't know the answer to a question, I can always ask like, you know, the running back Josh Rounds for it, and he'll probably help us out because, like, you know, he's one of the brains on the team. So it really brings us together.
What's more challenging, the gridiron or hitting the books and those big exams that come along?
I can say the books, the big exams, you know, because we need those to succeed in life, you know. So we got to have the grades. We want to go to college somewhere and play ball. So it'll be the grades.
We'll talk about Coach Roussell. You've been here for the turnaround for McMain.
Yeah.
What has he been able to do to make this happen?
I've been on the team for 3 years now. Once I joined the team, Coach Roussell just became the head coach. Ever since I've been on the team, and ever since the team has been under Coach Roussell's name, we have a winning season. So, ever since Coach has been here, things have changed. Winning seasons, better players, you know, better practices, and winning games, trying to get to the championship.
Let's talk about that college future now. Have you heard from schools yet? How many? And what do you think about all that?
I heard from a couple of schools. You know, I can't. It's really undecided right now, but I think I'm planning on leaving home. So, like I said, the schools, I don't know where I'm gonna go yet, but it's really undecided. So.
How's life at McMain prepared you for that potential? You're confident and ready to leave home. Obviously, your background here at high school has to be part of that as far as believing you have the skill set to be able to go out there and succeed.
Well, like McMain is prepared. See, I've been here at McMain since 7th grade, so I walked in the door as a 7th grader, and I'm trying to leave out as a senior, you know. I'm going to leave out as a senior, but ever since I walked in, they prepared us academic-wise, you know, to face the hardship in books. So our teachers prepare us for every test we take. So in the classroom, we're academically prepared. So we're okay when it comes down to academics. And you know, you have the ups and downs with academics, but McMain has, you know, pushed us forward so we can get those things done.
When we come back, we'll look at the defensive side of the football for the Mustangs right after this on WHNO TV's Talkin Chalk. Welcome back to Talkin Chalk. Let's move to the defensive side of the football, where Jude Young visits with Markell Johnson, a senior linebacker who, like the rest of this Mustang team, is so proud of how far this team has come in just a few short years.
Markell, it's your senior year.
Yeah.
Anybody that's in their senior year experiences so much less being a football player. Tell us how it all comes together, being a McMain Mustang and getting ready for that next stage of life.
I think our coaches prepare us the most. They teach us about life lessons, just on the field and off the field. They just keep us going day to day.
And as far as on the field goes, you've been a part of a program that's come from the bottom up and become exceptionally competitive in Orleans Parish, and now trying to do the same on the state level. Talk about that whole experience and what it's been like starting somewhere where, hey, you weren't expected to do anything, but then really reaching a new level.
Yeah, I've been here since my 8th grade year when we was 3-9 to 1-9 to 5-5 to last year y'all seen 7-3. It's been a blessing to be part of this program, and our coach preach us every day that he don't want us to be just a team when we go out in the city say we just a team. He wants us to be like an organization, something that people want to come to.
And certainly you've represented the school well on the field, and on defense this club has been dominant most of the season. You've got a big smile, and you should. Talk about what's happened for you to be able to dominate a lot of these city opponents you've played as of late.
Yeah, our defensive coach and Coach Mel Mitchell, he prepares us. I think we're probably the only school in the city that has scouting reports to where when we come into a game, I'll come on the field and call out every play that they're going to do.
Mel Mitchell, a former New Orleans
Saint,
yes.
yeah.
What's that like? When you first heard he was going to be coaching you, the excitement level involved with that must have been off the charts.
Yeah, it was. It was like he brought some more swagger to the team. We already had swagger. He just upped it up even more.
So you have great leadership not only with Coach Mitchell, but certainly Coach Roussell, who's the architect of what's gone on here the last few years. Talk about your experience playing for him.
Yeah, I've been playing with him since my 8th grade. He the one that actually gave me my start when I was in 8th grade. He gave me my chance to come on the field and show what I can do. Without him, I actually call him my dad. Out of all the players, I call him my dad. He looks out for me on the field and off the field. He shows me the ropes about not just becoming a football player, but about becoming a man in life.
And young adulthood right around the corner. It's
Yeah,
right
man.
upon you. Potential college life as well.
Yeah.
Talk about everything as far as your hopes and dreams for that next level.
I'm just blessed to be playing football now, but I think it'll be even a bigger blessing for me to just go into the next level and play football. But really just to get a degree. Football is second, grades come first.
You've got study hall here. You've got facilities that have improved as far as being able to lift weights. How much has that meant to you as far as the focus on academics here at McMain, which has always been the case, as well as the ability to be able to compete at a higher level against other schools in the area with the improvements with the weight room, the film room, and places like that?
Once again, it's a blessing that we got that because we came from nothing, from holes in the ceiling, from when it rains, we take a shower in there pretty much. We're just grateful to have all of this, and now since we're having this, you can tell some of our boys are getting more athletic, faster, stronger, and bigger.
And talking about your faith, when you talk about blessings, how does that come into play in your life? How important is it to you, and who are some of the people who help guide you in that direction?
God first for me before any of this. I don't never take him for granted. Without him, none of us wouldn't be here. So our team, we say our prayers all the time. We have sometimes after practice or before a game, some of the players and I just say prayers with one another. So we stay protected on the field. And the people that motivate me, our coaches, they keep us going day in and day out. When we going through practice, the intensity level be high to where everybody just jumping around, screaming.
When it gets tough, the goals in reach, district championship, winning in the playoffs, that's something that's not common around here at McMain, but now you have a chance to do it. How important is that to you personally?
It's important, especially because of my senior year. Since I've been here for my 5th year, we've been run up year after year, and now we got something that we can say when we left that we were district champions, and that's just get me going right there.
Now we're talking to McMain defensive coordinator, and many local football fans will remember former New Orleans Saints safety Mel Mitchell. And Mel, you mentioned to me that you moved on to that next phase of life and dedicating your time here to help these young men try to make their goals happen on and off the field. How much has that meant to you?
It meant a lot to me. Playing professional football, and I remember on Tuesdays doing community service here in the city, how passionate I was about doing that. I felt like after sitting out my first 2-3 years, after leaving the Patriots, I realized that I'm wasting a lot of knowledge and not sharing it with people. So I just try to come out here each and every day, teach our young men how to become young men, and teach a little football at the same time.
And this team, the chance to be able to be district champions, to grab a hold of a playoff win and maybe more. I know you've got these guys focused on the highest possible goals, but one game at a time. They're talking Superdome, but they're talking about the next game. Talk about what it takes to be able to instill that in your young men with this football team and to keep them focused.
That goes back to being coachable. We talked about that day one. Let's take it one game at a time, and that's what our kids do. That's exactly what they do, and for you to say that, they already know off top that we don't jump ahead. It'll take care of itself when it comes. Let's take care of John Mack this week, and it'll take care of itself afterwards.
Good luck to the Mustangs the rest of the way. Hope you've enjoyed this edition of Talkin' Chalk. See you next week with more Talkin' Chalk on WHNO TV 20 Sports.